and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am KozMcKev, your host. This week, we are talking about the 13th of September. And what kind of moon do we have on the 13th of September? We have a full moon in the lunar mansion or nakshatra known as Purva Bhadrapada or Purva Bhadra. Now, what is about this moon? What do they know? The ancients knew about this moon in this particular part of the sky. You see, the thing about Purva Bhadrapada is that it's 3/4 within the constellation of Aquarius and 1/4 in the constellation of Pisces. Now, this part is going to be in the constellation of Aquarius as we see it in the sky. We're not talking about seasonal tropical astrology at this point. We're talking about the actual sidereal zodiac. You want to take your camera, look out at a part of the sky to find the moon. This is where you find it. You know, and why is seasonal astrology so popular? I don't know. I think it's because it's easy. There's an emphasis on the sun, and you know, you got 30 days basically to know your sun sign, and so it's kind of a, you know, it's sort of a no-brainer. But the deep stuff is the moon and the rising sign, and when you know that, you'll get so much more out of this forecast, even though it's primarily Western. I always start with a Vedic sidereal lunar mansion because pay heed to the roots. Don't just put a little symbol of your hand or Ganesha outside your thing and then do Western astrology. Give some love to Vedic astrology, you know, for real. Because that's what the three wise men wore that, you know, came to visit the baby Jesus. This is an incredible legacy. And this full moon, there's going to be an element of rebellion. There's going to be an element of good fortune. Now, there's been a lot of death this year because we've had K2, which is a south node, with Saturn together. And Pluto has been there too. So Pluto's a lot about transformation. But K2, the south node's about, you know, our karma, our subconscious, and our quest for spiritual liberation. And in a lot of ways, death is spiritual liberation. And the Purva Bhadrapada Nakshatra is about cremation, like the cremation pyre. You know, we're giving up our ego. We're going to that final stage of release. So we have this. On the other side of this, we've got Leo. You know, Sun in late Leo, which is about total control, wanting to make things, do things tamasic. You know, manifest. Make something of ourselves. So these are the two kind of energies that are going on. Now, in Western astrology, of course, we'd say the Sun's in Virgo. And we say we've got a Pisces moon, full moon, at 9:33 p.m. And there's a lot of aspects today. And the moon goes void of course as soon as it hits full. So we get to see, and it's considered the harvest moon because it's a moon that's full closest to the autumn equinox. So I hope that somebody will be harvesting something nice. I'm ready for a nice harvest of something. So, with that said, what else is happening? Well, we have on the 14th, Saturday, Mercury is moving into Libra, Venus is moving into Libra, early in the morning. So that changes the game right there. We have a game changer where and that'll be in the constellation of Virgo, both of those planets, if you want to look for them. And so, but they're so close to the sun that they've been kind of combust. It'll be hard to see them. But you know, as the weeks go on, they'll get more visible. I would just say that we go from one extreme to another this week. When we get to, by the time late the 16th, you know, we'll have the sun will move into actual Virgo, and we get in touch with our inner critic. We get in touch with healing. We get in touch with Artha. We get in touch with all the stuff that helps. Anyhow, let's move on and sign by sign, Western tropical style horoscope, starting with you, Aries. So we're looking at Mars. And Mars is still in Virgo. And this will be the last week it will be in that constellation. Next week it's actually going to move into the constellation of Virgo. So it's in the constellation of Leo, but tropical sign Virgo. And And it's been there with Mercury and Venus, but Mercury and Venus, boom, by tomorrow morning, they're in another sign. So it's all about the love and your passion for love, your passion for making money, your passion for doing business. All of these things are going to be emphasized this week for Aries. Well, greetings Taurus, and welcome to your horoscope. So, on the Taurus train of thought, Venus and Mercury have moved into the 6th house. So we're working a lot on health issues. We're working on being stronger people. One of the things I've heard about when Venus goes into your 6th house, it's nice to buy a new outfit for work. You know, it really is. It's nice to dress up and have people pay you compliments and just be your best, do your best. Make wherever you live more beautiful by doing things that promote attractiveness. Or, you know, if anything else, you know, in Venus we want to feel comfort, maybe a little more comfortable. And Mercury's like, you want to be refined and look like money. You want to be able to communicate something and how you present yourself and how you work. You become an industrious worker. And that's part of it. You got Uranus in the 1st house. So if you're born in April or early May as a Taurus, it's you know, it's been a wild mix of exciting ups and downs. And you know, between Saturn, Pluto, and the South Node, I mean, you've been really learning about how to manifest wisdom in crisis. Okay. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, the essence of Virgo, I always thought of Virgo as sort of the microbiologist and Gemini as a newspaper journalist reporter. And the two have very interesting perspectives. One is in the macro world and the other one is in the micro world. So part of your personal happiness, your relationship with your parents, it's on that micro world. You know, that micro, looking at things a little deeper. Honoring the ancestors, even if they're totally goofballs. The mistake of your parents getting together with each other led to you. Which is no mistake. It ultimately was an act of love, or at least pleasure. So there's something pleasurable about all of us. Well, like, oh, well, it was one-sided pleasure. Well, I'm sorry. Gosh darn it, you know. He wasn't trained very well, was he? Anyhow, Gemini, I mean, there's been a lot of personal transformation. This has been a deep year for you and a deep cycle. And, I mean, this is another time to work on that kind of moksha, liberation from all the stuff that binds you. You know, to release, find your inner happiness, find your tribe, find your family, nurture that, and also you've got a boost of creative energy with Mercury moving in your 5th house with Venus now. So, you know, I think there's going to be some fun. In fact, I know it. I like fun. I like fun. Do you like fun? Greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. Now, do you like fun? I think you do. And, in fact, I know what you think is really fun. But I'm not going to tell you. Not yet. So stay tuned. So the lunar position, you know, Pisces is a good moon for Cancer. Where does it come about? Well, it comes about in the 9th house. What's the 9th house? 9th house is higher teaching, foreign travel. It's like an ashram or a monastery. It's the university. It's foreign languages. It's exposing yourself to exotic experiences, learning a foreign language, perhaps. So this moon is about that. Now, the opposite end is where the sun is in Virgo. It's your 3rd house. So 3rd house, you know, it's about siblings, especially younger siblings, and it's about neighbors, and it's about friends and people you went to elementary school, high school with, maybe early college. These people, if you've kept them friends, they're like third house relationships. And it's like knowing about gossip, what's going on in the neighborhood. It's poetry. It's working with your hands. And it's a really good time. And there's links now with Venus and Mercury moving into the fourth house where you just want to rest, you want to beautify your home, you want to work on a family lineage, do some research, all that stuff goes great. All right. So, greetings Leo, and welcome to your horoscope. Now, Virgo time is about manifesting for Leo. It's about family in some ways. It's about, because we value our families, and second house is about values. It's about our voice, how we speak, what our inflection is, how to bring about more divine truth, bringing things forward. It's a pay forward. And this is, we're going to see some different things here. You're going to be more interested in poetry, writing, working with your hands as Venus and Mercury go into your third house. So actually your communication improves. And, in some ways you feel you have pointed conflicting things you want to talk about. And sure, I get that. When I'm in conflict, I sort of want to talk about it because I want to see if I can reap the benefit of information that could help the situation. And you don't do that unless you investigate, ask some questions. I guess you could investigate quietly, but that isn't as fun. It's like when you work with each other, there's reverberations and things come back in awesome ways. And I think together everybody achieves more. Jupiter's been working for you. It's been, Jupiter's been bringing you a lot more joy lately. And but the problems physically, financially, nutritionally, athletically, they're real, and you're gonna have to conquer those. Well, greetings Virgo, and happy birthday to you. So, everybody, let's celebrate Virgos and their birthdays who are having birthdays this week. I want to give a birthday shout out to my brother Mikey, who's turning 55 tomorrow. So, happy birthday Mikey, and happy birthday to Jessica, who I work with, and happy birthday to my son-in-law Ryan Preston. And I'm so happy for all of you in my life. Anyhow, what we've got is renewal, and a greater push forward. And that's the best thing you can hope for. And, it is sort of a romantic moon for Virgos because the moon's in your 7th house. Jupiter is not aligned with Mars, and this isn't the dawn. I think it dawned already, the dawning of Aquarius, but it's a groovy song. I think for Virgo, one of the things is we've had all these planets lined up in one area where we were kind of locked in, and now we're busting out a little bit. And I look at that North Node or Rahu in the seasonal sign of Cancer versus the constellation of Gemini, and it's like the handle is your social life, so you really want to make good social connections, Virgo. That's part of the deal. And you're kind of having fun with all the transformation. You're using your difficulties to open your heart, and you have more courage than ever. And I love this. Okay. Greetings, Libra. Greetings, Libra, and welcome to your horoscope. So, you're not completely out of the woods yet, but you have these two, I'd say, rather benefic energies of Mercury and Venus together. And so you're doing better financially. You have a vision of where you want to put your money and where you want to take it. And so that's a good thing. That helps a lot. We all want to learn about ourselves. You have a lot to talk about these days with Jupiter in your 3rd house. your home life, and your relationship with your parents and elders is undergoing transformation. You have a nice aesthetic for things, as you work on them. Spiritual life is work. You have some unconventional ideas about death and sexuality right now. And you're really looking to bring yourself forward in your career. But you got to be careful, because there's a blind spot. Sun and Mars are still transiting through the house of loss, secret enemies, all that kind of crap. We don't like that. Greetings, Scorpio, and welcome to your horoscope. So, here's the deal. Your connections are super important. And as you become more intimate with people, this could lead to karma. Now, for Scorpio, this full moon opens up your heart. It opens you up creatively. I mean, you're going to be your sexy self Friday night. That is for sure. For sure. And it could bring solid relationships, but it also can bring relationships with spiritual people, so you can develop that spiritual truth on a deeper level, because you crave that. You're going there, even though you want to make everything work. But there's all these other places where we can do this. And so you have a really good creative vision today. And hopefully that'll continue at least through, a good part all of tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow afternoon, you bust out back into work. Relationships, if you're like an October Scorpio or a rising sign Scorpio in the first 12 degrees, are a little bit racy and unpredictable. But you're hungry for real wisdom. And you want to do the right thing. And pay attention to your dreams. There's some good karma coming. Well, hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, what I'm seeing here is we've got Jupiter in your first house, but it's not, quite enough, because you're dealing with some hardships in the terms of like transforming the way you look at finances, transforming the way you look at family, and what kind of karma has been brought into that situation that was already difficult. And now there's other stuff to distract you from difficulty to difficulty. Sometimes I think to myself, do two difficulties cancel each other out? Does it work like a reverse benefactor? I don't know. I don't think it's quite like that. But the second house, though, in Vedic astrology, we talk about it as, a maraca, and so like it can bring death, things you eat. Family will kill you, sometimes. And so, we're focused also on the throat, the face, lower, and those areas. And so, and Virgo's about work, career. So career and your social life is getting sweeter. It's getting activated, and that's a lot of fun. Well, hello Capricorn, and welcome to your horoscope. So as you can see, there's a little bend in my Jyotishi, in my astrology symbol for Saturn. Saturn got a little bit bent, and it was like ironic. I said, Saturn and Capricorn. Oh my God, how appropriate. Saturn gets a little crippled, gets a little bent. It's that old bend and hardness, and and Saturn does affect us physically. And so maybe you've felt some of the physical effects. Maybe you've had insights because of Pluto. Maybe the South Node, your intuition is up, and that you're sensing you have abilities that you never even knew you had before, but they're working. And you want to engage in continuing to make them work. And so, being in your heart is creative and excitement. And a lot of things you've learned recently, you're going to put into practice. You're going to do something aesthetically. You're going to do something that's sanitary or scientific. And you're going to make those aspects and elements work for you. And this full moon, it's about friends, it's about the neighborhood, it's the neighborhood gossip, your siblings, people you knew growing up, cousins, etc., all our relations. Well, greetings Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. So, I love Aquarius because it's the most normal sign in the zodiac that tries so hard to be weird. Oh boy. But I think more people are born Virgos and early Libras, but I don't really know that for fact. Aquarius is a sign of man. Now I would think that male fertility being so high in late April and May that, there'd be lots of Aquarians. But maybe there's some weird things that happen. Cause, I want to be free for the summer. No, I don't know. Naughty, naughty. No. I mean, really, at this phase, you're seeking a higher love. You're not going to settle for chopped liver. And you're going through some deep transformation. You've had to deal with some really dark, heavy stuff. I mean, that's the facts. And I'm so glad that you're opening up to the idea of doing better. And it's going to get better. In fact, you're on a roll. Just go with the transformation. This moon could make you money. It could improve your voice. It could bring in an aesthetic, or even just manifesting a little prayer area, make a little temple meditation place. I mean, some people spiritually like things stark, I get it, but I kind of dig on the pageantry, It's kind of fun. Maybe it was my Roman Catholic, Irish Catholic upbringing as a kid, just seeing all those saints and groovy candles and stuff. It's like, whoa, man, look at that. Whoa. They always look like they're really suffering hard, and there's kind of a truth to that, like people who are really spiritual, they often suffer, they have miserable charts. And so if you want to know if you're really fit to go that path, it's all like, oh, this is all great. No, it doesn't work that way. I'm sorry. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. The full moon's all about you. This is a time about relationship. All those relationships are about to intensify. They're about to get deeper. You're about to engage and indulge more. Plus, you have this good fortune at work and career right now where you're excited about what you're doing. You're growing in your field. You're showing a certain kind of wisdom. And you've got wise people, maybe people in a crisis too in your social life. So you're trying to work with that and justify that the best way you can to get the best out of it. But overall, you're moving forward and you've got a desire to work with your creative energy. But that was simple. Now all you have to do is like this video, share it, make some comments, and I receive it all with a sense of grace. But really good, astute inquiries and acknowledgement. I love that especially. Once again, ring the bell, share it with a friend. It's KozMcKev with the Cosmic Forecast, Planetary Persuader. Let's do this again next week.